This week we got my shop with the roof on. So we've been working on this shop off and on all summer and got the foundation in, walls up. Now we got to get the roof on. So this week we got to finish the exterior sheathing and set 41 trusses on this building. So today I'm getting started on setting these trusses. I've built trusses before in the past, but we got a really great truss company out of Fairbanks that builds trusses. So that's a lot of trusses. Might as well start stacking. When you're setting trusses, you want to start with your first truss, and that goes on the outside wall. And then from there, as you work down the building, everything goes in 2-foot centers, is what we're doing on this roof. So basically you start on one end and then you just work your way down the building. We used some blocking to start with. We nailed it that way. We knew that our trusses would be 24-inch on centers. Then we got to tie in all the trusses, do a lot of bracing, and then also build the gables on the end. So we make sure all the trusses are set on centers, and then also they're nice and plumb for up and down, and the overhangs on both sides of the roof are good. So there's many ways to set trusses. You can set them by hand, but these trusses are 34 footers, and you know, a little bit of hydraulic goes a long way, so we'll end up having a lift for setting the trusses. So the trusses are set, but we have tin that goes on top of the roof, right? Well, we need something to attach a tin to. So for this building, we're going to use some 2x4 purlins. And what those are is you start from the bottom and they run horizontal all the way along on the trusses, and they run in 2-foot increments. So you just basically start in one, snap a line, and run them all the way down. And then you have your overhangs there as well. And once the purlins are on, that's what you attach the metal to. Sometimes people use plywood, which is, I've used plywood a lot on trusses. You plywood over, but for this instance we're using purlins. Now that we got the purlins all up, our overhang gables all done, our gable end boards up, you know, we squared up the building and the building came out pretty darn square. So now it's time to run some tin. So now we're just trying to get some tin on, but we're fighting the weather, and so finally I'm just like, you know, enough's enough, we're putting it up in the rain. So the first step is you got to put your E flashing up, and we put this up right now, and we'll put that on as we go down the building. Then from there, then you put your tin up. We're going to go 1-inch overhang over top of the E flashing, and then after that we got the gable flashing, and then the ridge cap to put on. Hopefully it's not too slippery. I mean, at least we're dropping 7-8 feet. It's not that bad. And if we hit the lift, we've got 1-foot drop. These are the tin panels. I order them from a supplier here in Alaska. So they're cut to the exact size that I need for the roof. So what we do is we set them up, we pre-drill them, so we know where our screws got to go. It's a lot easier putting them in as we go across. So kind of just put them in place and make sure you're going good all the way down the eave. Want that 1-inch overhang. Yesterday we got all the tin up, and now I'm just finishing up the gable flashing so that I can put the ridge cap on, and then this thing will be watertight. So this is the gable flashing. So you put it up after you get all the tin on. This is how it goes. It goes like this. Gets put on and it'll work all the way up down the other side of the gable. Once this gable flashing is on, then we can put the ridge top right over top of it. So we got our gable up on the end, and then this is the last piece that has to go on. This is called your ridge cap. So it looks like that, and it just goes up and over, and then we're going to go ahead and use stitch screws on each one of the ridges to attach it. So the roof's on. Super glad to see that that it's shedding water because it's been raining a lot, and super glad to see that there's no more water in here. But I'll give you a quick look at what I'm talking about. See these 2x4s that come here at almost a 45? These are bracing, and they come here and they go all the way across. What they do is they take out the movement in the building this way, and then you can see we ran some 2x4s on the bottom, right above the bottom cord, and those are on 2-foot centers. So when you go in here and hang sheetrock or whatever you're going to put in here, you know, everything's on 2-foot centers. Another one runs there on this lower cord, and then opposite there's another one on the other side. And then as you can see, where the main truss is, the center of it, you can see the cross bracing we did up there, one on either side. And those are 8-footers, and they what they do is they support your trusses from basically doing the domino effect as they're in there. So there's X bracing all the way down, and then that's actually your truss system all put together. And then you can see right where the metal is attached, you can see all the purlins, which are the 2x4s that lay flat on the very top of the trusses. Those are your purlins, and that is what attaches the metal to this roof. So this space here that we're building with the shop is just going to be cold space. Place to keep stuff, tools, things out of the weather. So this space is 30 by 30. Obviously there's a door right there, it hasn't been cut out, but that will have a man door instead of using the garage door. It'll get bigger stuff in this space. This is going to be another door that's going to access the cold storage from inside the shop that will be heated as we need it. We're just going to put a wood stove inside. And that way we can heat it as we want. So this side over here is 30 by 50, and I went ahead and put 2 garage doors in here. I think they're 9 by 10, big enough to fit a pickup in here or a piece of equipment if we need. It's got another man door here. This space is, I didn't put a garage door here. I kind of figured we could use this space maybe to work in or bring a project over as we work. So yeah, nothing too crazy. It's just it's going to be a really nice workshop for us to use. Over here I put in a trench drain. Obviously you can see when we poured the concrete slab, I just formed it up with 2x4s. I still have to dig this out. I'm going to dig it out and put some more concrete in there. That way it's actually a basin that can't just drain water underneath the slab. That'll happen in time. But you know, in the wintertime up here we have vehicles that have snow on them, and you pull them into the shop and they just put water everywhere. So this trench drain will be really nice, get in, you know, get the water off of the vehicle. Really nice that way. So, I mean, this shop, you know, obviously it's a bigger shop, but 30 by 50, I think definitely a nice workspace for working in. We can have projects going on in different parts of the shop and still have room to park a vehicle in here. And my kids are claiming a little small space over here, pretty much a third of the shop, but they want to put in a hockey net so they can shoot pucks and And my daughter wants to put in a little batting cage, so we'll see if that happens. I think it'd be pretty awesome for the kids to have a place to come down and hang out in the shop with Dad, Mom. So we got a lot done this week. Super excited to have it dried in. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.